Hello friends, this is the next question in our series of videos about history mains answer writing from 2024 mains question paper. The question is, though the great Cholas are no more, yet their name is still remembered with great pride because of their highest achievements in the domain of art and architecture. Comment. So that is the question. So first of all, we have to pick the keywords. What are the keywords we need to address directly? First of all, most importantly, great Cholas, also called the imperial Cholas, who ruled between 9th century to 13th century in South India. So we need to give information about the great Cholas, and the second one, we need to also give great importance to their achievement in the field of art and architecture, not in other fields. Only in the field of art and architecture we need to provide answer. So first of all, we need to give historical background to it. So the imperial Cholas ruled between the 9th century and 13th century in Tondai Mandalam. That means in Tamil Nadu at present. They were also called imperial Cholas because they had achieved great success in extending the territories of their kingdom to almost the Carnatic region, Karnataka region, Malabar coast, the northern and the entire part of Ceylon, and sometimes when it was required, they also had established military achievements. They also achieved military successes in southeastern part of Asia in order to protect the interest of Tamil trading and commercial interest in that region particularly. So, but that is about the great Cholas who ruled between 9th to 13th centuries. But here we need to focus entirely on art and architecture, their achievements. So the main architecture that was contributed by the Hindu rulers of South India were the grand temples they built. So these grand temples, we can give two examples. First one, Rajarajeshwara temple, which was also called Brihadeshwara temple, which was built by Raja the First, one of the most important rulers in the Chola history. And the second great example was the Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple that was built by Rajendra Chola. So Raja Chola built the Brihadeshwara temple, Rajendra Chola built Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. These were grand in size, grand in scale, rich in its architectural wonders and rich in its sculptural forms. And also they used a massive number of laborers to be built. And they were very rich symbols of the might, the power of the Chola Empire. What these temples symbolize, that is a very important term, symbolize. Temples are not merely the places of worship for the common Hindus, Hindu devotees, but temples have served many purposes. Temples are centers of culture, especially in South India and also in some parts of North India. Temples are the places, centers of culture. Especially the Puranic tales were spread, they were recited from these grand temples to the ordinary Hindu devotees regularly. And temples also protected Indian culture because the building of the temple and the repairing of the temple and also the extensions conducted to the temples provided opportunities for thousands of Indian craftsmen, Indian sculptors, Indian architects, and the temples also employed in their domain under them many musicians, poets, performers, etc., etc. So temples provided opportunities, employment, and a center to all these various sections of Indian artistic class. So temple as a center of Indian culture and heritage, first point. And temples were for the ordinary masses, ordinary Hindu devotees, places of worship. And third one, temples also played a very crucial role in the economy of India, because temples where people gathered in large number also worked as banks, hundis. So temples also provided a shelter to the people during the times of natural calamities like floods or foreign invasions. And the temples also symbolized, here we connect directly with the question. Temples also symbolized the might and power of the rulers, especially in South India. So if a ruler wanted to claim legitimacy from the ordinary masses, he would build the temple to a deity who was most worshipped by the people of the region. Take for example the temples built by Raja Chola and Rajendra Chola were Shaivite temples, because they were claiming legitimacy from the Hindu devotees who were mainly the worshippers of Shiva. So there were some temples which were built by the for example, take Vijayanagara rulers. They built mostly temples dedicated to Vishnu as a deity. So they wanted to claim legitimacy from the devotees of Vishnu. That was their social base. So temples also represented the power, the authority, the glory, and the aspect of legitimacy that these rulers wanted to claim. Please understand this one subtle point. Rulers are respected and obeyed at present because we only elect our rulers. We elect our rulers in a democratic manner for every 5 years or less. But when elections were not there, when emperors inherited their throne within their family or conquered the throne, how to gain the respect and legitimacy from the people? That was a very important question. So the respect and obedience from the people was gained mostly because of contributing to the construction of these great and richly decorated and sculpted temples. So that was one way to claim the obedience of the devotees of the common people by the great emperors. So that was also another background to the temple construction. And so Cholas who built, so we should not look at this aspect in two different ways. These are connected. The political aspects and the cultural, religious, artistic aspects of temple building of the Cholas both were connected. So we mostly covered the answer to the question which is already given, and their highest achievements in the field of military conquest, which made them imperial Cholas, was not different from their contribution to art and architecture. Both are part and parcel. So we can get another example. You can also use another example in the answer writing. For example, take the great emperor who built Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple, the Rajendra Chola. So this Rajendra Chola in the 11th century made military conquest over Bengal, and he defeated the ruler of the Pala dynasty, and he also brought a Shivalingam, the Shivalingam from the temple in Bengal, which was destroyed there, and also brought water from the Ganges to the people of the Tamils. So that's why he was called a Gangaikonda. So Gangaikonda means a person who brought the water from Ganga to the south. So why he destroyed the temple built by the Palas in Bengal and brought this image of Shiva to the south? Because it was a symbol of his power and authority. So both these aspects were interconnected. So when emperors built large temples, grand temples, it was not because they were great devotees of Shiva, okay, but mainly because they wanted to establish their legitimacy before their people and also build temples as the centers of religion, culture, and trade, etc. So we can highlight these important points, and what is the conclusion that we need to give? The conclusion is mainly about, even though the Cholas are gone, they are long gone. So Cholas are replaced by the other dynasties in India, and Vijayanagaras had established complete control over entire South India at the heights of their power and glory. But still, the grand temples and richly carved sculptures and all these things still remain, and they represent we should not only look at this aspect of art and architecture from the perspective of the dynasty and the emperor, but the rich heritage of the common artist who had made these constructions possible. The ruler provided the reason to build these grand temples with rich architecture and artistic sensibility, but at the same time, the skills possessed by the ordinary sculptors, architects, designers, planners, laborers, so it made the thing possible. So we should look at the temples as the representation or the symbol of the great and beautiful art possessed by, the skill possessed by Indian sculptors, designers, architects, laborers, etc. So that is the answer to this question. Thank you very much.